Hello and welcome to The Word, bringing you the good news of Jesus Christ every day from the Order of Preachers around the world. Today is Friday of the 18th week in Ordinary Time, and from England we hear from Father Ewan Marley, prior of the St. Michael's Priory, the Blackfriars in Cambridge. Father Ewan's preaching today is entitled, "The Cross is the Way to Life."
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time Jesus told his disciples, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. What will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul? For the Son of Man is going to come with his angels in the glory of his Father. Then he will repay each person according to what he has done. Truly I say to you, there are some standing here who will not taste death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." The Gospel of the Lord. There's a problem with this passage in terms of the translation. And the problem is that the same word is translated by two different English words. The Greek word is psyche, and it's sometimes translated here by life, and it's sometimes translated by soul. There's arguments for both life or soul, but I think it would be easier for those who don't know Greek to feel assured of the meaning of this passage if the same word was used consistently. If we have to use one word, I would say best to use life, because the soul is the life that we have, that we are. And the soul shouldn't be thought of as a sort of mysterious, invisible thing. To have a soul is to be alive. To lose your soul is to be dead. And there's various arguments to show this, different arguments about the Hebrew word, which is translated soul. It could also mean life. The Greek word, and the words in modern languages. But soul or life really come together. We understand the soul, it is the same thing. Story about vampires losing their soul make no sense, because the soul is the entirety of what we are, which is what this passage is about. Now, the question of who we are might take us away from the question of what we are. What we are is living, rational animals who live in this earth, who are flesh and blood, but also a mind, a spirit, a character that can grasp the being of things, rational animals. And if you see it that way, then it's about what life itself is for a human being. What it isn't is a thing we possess as a sort of property. Many years ago, there was a play in favour of euthanasia, came out in London, became a rather poor film. The title was "Whose Life Is It Anyway?" About a man who's paralysed from the neck down who wants to be put to death. And I'd reply that the question itself misleads, because life isn't a thing you can own. Life is what you are. You live by being yourself. And it's not something you can lay down as if it's not laying down your whole self. People say assisted suicide gives us autonomy. Well, being dead does not make you autonomous. Not in this world. You can lose your life, but only by losing yourself. And that's the whole meaning of this passage. You lose what you are to recover what you are, but to recover it in Christ. Take up your cross, follow me. Not an abstract theory, this is not a theory of the cross. This is just simply saying that the way to life is Jesus Christ. His cross. Follow him. Be what he is. Live as he lives. Die as he dies. Rise again as he rose again. And we don't lose our life by this. We don't lose what we are, and this explains the paradox. Whoever would save his life will lose it. Whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Because it's saying that this life on earth is of its nature temporary, very short. Death's always nearer than you think. But there is a life that is the life we're called to, which is life in Christ, here and beyond. It's why you cannot sell your life. You cannot make it a bargaining point. What would be the point of gaining the whole world and losing your life? The translation here says forfeit your soul, but it doesn't mean losing your soul in some spiritual sense. I'm not myself anymore. I compromise with truth and justice. It means literally, what would be the point of getting the whole world and then dying? No, death makes sense to those who understand that the life we live is beyond this life. It sounds paradoxical, but it's the basic truth. What we believe in is what we hope in. And that way we can live what we have on earth and live it well. But live it in hope and trust. Trust not in ourselves, but in the Christ. Carrying his cross, we follow his way and we come home.